It's the season debut of Band on the Big Yard at Lansing Correctional Facility. For the second year in a row, every Thursday night from March through October, bands from around Kansas City and even as far away as Chicago and New York are scheduled to play on the yard at LCF, weather permitting. Otherwise, it's in the gym. It all began when Jesse Howes, a mild-mannered warden by day, and avid music lover by night, met with his staff 2 years ago to find more positive things for the residents to do.
We have this beautiful big yard and it was nice weather, and I've always wanted to start something like this even when I was working at El Dorado, and I kind of just talked to the team. I said, let's do something like this, and man, they just ran with it.
We had mentors who knew people in bands, and I'm the assistant director for mentoring. So I always run to my mentors. They're my greatest tool. Yeah, my greatest tool.
And she's like, do you know anybody that might be interested in coming to play? I was like, I can certainly ask around, and it would. The response was so overwhelming. I thought maybe one or two, and we ended up booking bands every week for like 6 months. In 2024. A lot of bands were in for it, and a lot of bands were like, I don't know about all this. So I came out and toured. I took a tour out here, met Marcy, walked the grounds to see what it was like, and then I went back to my bands and I said, this is a legit opportunity for you guys to do like a community service, get to know people and look past their faults and look at what they're working on. And after that, it's not been hard to book the bands. Now we'll see what happens if there's any major cancellations. But I believe there's a backup list as well.
And it's a list of all genres of music.
We have country, we have punk, we have alternative, we have folk music, we have jazz, the dueling banjos. I mean, we've had all types of bands come in. And it's really neat because I'll hear residents say, man, I wish we had more country, but I really like the band you brought in last week.
Do you foresee this happening every year now?
I do, yes. I hope it gets bigger. I mean, I hope that more people show up, more people want to play and just be a part of this. I mean, it's just really amazing. Like, even being here on concert nights, Band on the Big Yard, is the tension is lower. Everybody, for just maybe 2 hours, you're not in prison, or you're feeling this camaraderie, and it really helps build our community here, the community at Lansing Correctional Facility, and making it trying to make it a safer place.
And for the bands, it's usually beyond what they expect.
I didn't know what to expect, but this has been fantastic. It's really been a lot of fun playing this show.
A band like ours will play, in an empty bar to like 4 drunk people, so this is definitely a step up.
I didn't know what to expect, but the energy's great. But I was telling just the guys, I feel like an old high school show. Like, it's got a high school sound with the gym and stuff, so it's really cool.
The acoustics is maybe not the best, but it's still
rock and roll. Yeah, it's rock and roll acoustics.
Everyone's so appreciative. I mean, I've had so many people come up and like, man, thanks for playing. It's just so appreciative. It's great.
Although he's been writing songs and playing music for 32 years, Howes initially didn't want to bring his own band into LCF because he thought it would be odd for a warden to be on stage.
It's really odd, actually, because I was actually apprehensive about doing it. I didn't do it last year, and everybody's like, "Oh, you should open it up." And I was thinking, it's not about me. Like, I had an idea, and they did it, right? It's everybody else that's responsible for this, and so I don't want it to be about that. But then, thinking about it, it's like, why don't you do it? Just show them that you're human. You're not just the guy with the title. And so I thought, yeah, that's a good idea, because I am a human, right?
And yes, by showing our humanity, it allows us to recognize and value the inherent dignity and worth of every person, treating others with respect and compassion, which is part of the vision and mission of the Kansas Department of Corrections. So rock on, Team Lansing, rock on.